Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're diving into a really interesting stack of notes and articles. It's all about making time for yourself, making it really count. And we're focusing specifically on this idea the source material calls Solo Wine Wednesday.
Hmm.
You sent us this exploration into how something that sounds maybe simple or, I don't know, maybe even a little awkward at first,
Yeah, potentially.
actually become a real highlight of your week. So our mission here is to really unpack the key ideas from this source. How do you turn solo time, maybe with a glass of wine, into something genuinely rejuvenating?
That's exactly it. The main source we're looking at, this article called Solo Wine Wednesday. Here's how to make it feel special without feeling lonely.
Hmm. Well, it really pushes past just, having a drink by yourself.
Okay.
It gets into how, intentionality and some specific little practices, and just shifting your perspective, how all that can make these moments feel, well, incredibly fulfilling. Right, let's dig into that. So the article kicks off by acknowledging, yeah, okay, sometimes the group chat goes silent on a Wednesday afternoon.
Happens.
And maybe Solo Wine Wednesday wasn't, plan A. But then the author flips it really fast, suggests these moments can actually become maybe the most rejuvenating ritual in your whole workly routine.
Wow. Right.
Like a chance to reconnect with yourself. What really jumps out is how the author apparently stumbled into this.
Right.
It was during a crazy busy month, couldn't coordinate with friends.
Right.
And what started as a, quote, reluctant compromise actually turned into their favorite weekly tradition.
That's quite a shift.
Yeah, it really shows how these moments, even if they start kind of accidentally, they hold this surprising potential, you know? Okay, so potential is one thing,
Right.
but how do you make it a ritual? That seems like the first big step the source digs into.
Exactly.
It sounds like the main difference between just, randomly pouring a glass of wine versus a proper solo wine Wednesdays, it's all about intention, bringing intention to it.
Precisely. Yeah. These aren't just like casual sips. The article talks about small rituals acting as these powerful signals to your brain.
Signals.
Yeah, they basically tell you, okay, this isn't just another evening winding down. This is dedicated time for yourself.
Right.
They help you make that shift,
Yeah.
from work mode or busy mode into actual relaxation.
Mhm.
It's about deliberately marking it.
And consistency looks like it's key here. The source says you can start really simply, like put the laptop away,
Oh.
maybe dim the lights.
Uh-huh.
And this sounds crucial. Pick a wine glass that you don't just use casually.
Oh, interesting. Like a special one.
Yeah. And the article makes a great point. It says these tiny actions take less than 5 minutes but completely transform the experience. It's about elevating that simple act.
And importantly, the source really stresses this shouldn't feel like more work. That's not the goal.
Right. No extra chores.
No. The idea is just to make enjoying the wine feel purposeful and restorative. These simple, repeatable things become little anchors, something you can actually look forward to, midweek.
Okay.
And the article lists some simple ideas, like lighting that favorite candle, the one you think is too nice for every day.
Uh-huh. We all have one of those.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or using your best wine glass, maybe the one you save for guests.
Right.
Or creating a dedicated playlist just for this time. Maybe even browsing wine sites for next week's bottle.
Oh, planning ahead.
Yeah, or just taking like 3 minutes to write down 3 good things from your day. It's
Yeah.
about creating this personal sensory moment.
There's a quote here that really jumped out at me. The small acts of care you show yourself aren't frivolous. They're the foundation of how you value your own company.
Ooh, that's powerful. And that really nails the so what for you listening, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The takeaway isn't just the specific ritual, whatever you choose. It's recognizing that any small intentional act of self-care, like setting the stage for this solo time, it's not just fluff.
That's right.
It's actively reinforcing your own sense of worth. It shows that your time, your enjoyment, it matters, even when no one else is watching. It's like tangible self-respect.
Okay, so you've got the ritual habit going. How do you stop it from feeling, well, samey? A bit predictable, maybe less exciting over time. The source has a really fun idea for this, rotating themes. Apparently, this gives each week a distinct personality.
Yeah, this is where you can get really creative and playful.
Mm-hmm.
The author says they started doing this when their routine felt a bit flat,
Makes sense.
and now they genuinely look forward to planning each theme. It's also like a great excuse to explore different wines with a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Like finally opening that bottle of Sangiovese you've had sitting there
Uh,
for an Italian escape night. Maybe make some simple pasta, put on some Italian music. The article calls it a transportive experience. Suddenly you're not just in your living room.
I like that. And the source says there are no rules.
Right.
Your theme can be super simple or, more involved.
Totally. The goal is just structure that feels intentional and fresh each time. Keep it interesting for yourself.
Okay.
And the source throws out a bunch of examples just to get you thinking, like a self-care soiree, maybe a face mask, a bath, a crisp Chardonnay.
Nice.
Or a creative corner, break out some watercolors, maybe an adult coloring book, pair it with a Pinot Noir, or Wanderlust Wednesday. Research that trip you want to take while sipping wine from that region.
Oh, clever.
Or nostalgia night pair, like your favorite childhood snacks with a grown-up wine.
Huh, okay.
Or even a vision and vino night, do some dream boarding for your future goals with maybe a bold red wine.
That's fun. The article really captures it well, saying themes are not just playful. They're a way to honor different parts of yourself that might get ignored in daily life.
That's a great point. And it makes you think, doesn't it, for you listening?
Yeah.
What part of you, what interest or side of your personality kind of gets pushed aside in the day-to-day hustle?
Yeah.
Could a themed solo night be a way to actually acknowledge and, honor that part of yourself next Wednesday?
Okay, so beyond the theme, another thing the source really pushes for elevating this whole experience is food pairings.
Ah, yes.
Even though it's just you, the article is firm. Solo Wine Wednesday deserves proper food pairings.
Yeah, it talks about something being powerfully affirming, about preparing a nice plate of food just for yourself.
Affirming.
Yeah, it's a clear signal that your solo time isn't an afterthought. It's worthy of care and attention. It's about showing yourself you value your own enjoyment.
Gotcha. And the trick seems to be finding that sweet spot between effort and reward.
Exactly.
Like you're not spending 2 hours cooking a feast.
Definitely not.
But you're also not just eating chips out of the bag or straight from the takeout box.
Right. It suggests ideas that pair well, especially they mentioned with red wine, but that take minimal prep but still feel a bit special. Well, think simple stuff. A mini charcuterie board. Just grab 2 or 3 really nice cheeses you love, maybe a bit of honey, some crackers.
Easy enough.
Or just roast some vegetables. Simple, good salt, olive oil. Done. Or make a quick stovetop French bread pizza, maybe add some fresh basil.
Okay.
Or even just some nice dark chocolate squares, maybe with sea salt, alongside a bolder red wine. The real freedom here, the article points out, is having exactly what you want, like getting that slightly expensive cheese that only I enjoy.
Yes. The one nobody else appreciates.
Exactly. It's purely about your own taste.
There's another quote here that really hits. Preparing food that honors your palate is self-respect made tangible. You don't need witnesses to deserve beautiful food.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And connecting that back, this seemingly small act of making nice food just for you, it's a very concrete way to practice self-respect, self-worth.
Tangible, yeah.
It reinforces that your pleasure, your preferences, they matter, even when you're alone. It turns a simple meal into this quiet little act of saying, I'm worth this effort.
Now, the article is good because it doesn't just gloss over the potential awkwardness. It addresses the elephant in the room, that sort of weird stigma about women enjoying wine alone.
Right.
And maybe that little internal voice asking, is this sad?
Yeah, it tackles that feeling head on. But then it argues quite powerfully that the complete opposite is true.
Okay.
That there's actually enormous power in choosing your own company deliberately. The shift in thinking comes when you realize, hey, you probably wouldn't judge a friend for enjoying her own time.
No, probably not.
So why judge yourself?
Good point. The source is very clear on this.
Huh?
Solo Wine Wednesday isn't what happens when other plans fall through. It's a deliberate date with yourself that builds confidence and contentment.
Deliberate date. I like that.
Yeah.
And it explains how the more you practice actually enjoying your own company, not just tolerating it, but enjoying it, the less you kind of need other people for your sense of fulfillment, which isn't about pushing people away. Paradoxically, it often ends up strengthening your connections with others.
How so?
Because you're building a healthy relationship with yourself first. That's the foundation.
Right.
And the article gives tips on how to consciously reframe it. Like, see this alone time as a strength, not a weakness.
Okay.
Notice how many people genuinely can't stand being alone with their thoughts.
True.
Pay attention to how you feel after this dedicated time, probably more centered, right? And just keep reminding yourself, this is a choice, not second best, not a consolation prize. It really flips solitude into empowerment.
And this leads to what might be the most profound quote in the whole piece. The person you spend every moment of your life with is you. Making that relationship a good one is the most important work you'll ever do.
Wow. Yeah, that really sums it up. It just underscores the absolute fundamental importance of cultivating a good, positive relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of intentional solo time, framed with care and purpose, is presented as a really powerful tool for doing that crucial inner work. It's not hiding, it's like reinforcing your own foundation.
Okay, so let's say you've done the prep. You've set the intention with some rituals, maybe you've picked a fun theme, got some nice food ready. What do you actually do during this solo time?
Right, the activity part.
Yeah. The source suggests pairing the time with activities that match your energy level right then. That feels most fulfilling.
And the key thing here is choosing activities that feel nourishing rather than productive.
Ah, okay. Big difference.
Huge difference. This is definitely not the time for work emails or paying bills or finally organizing the junk drawer.
Definitely not the junk drawer.
No. It's specifically for things that replenish your creative and emotional reserves. Activities focus purely on pleasure rather than accomplishment.
Filling the tank.
Exactly. Filling your tank, not ticking off someone else's or even your own dreaded to-do list.
I love this practical tip. The author keeps a running list of ideas on their phone.
Smart, right.
Yeah. So when Wednesday rolls around, they don't waste energy trying to figure out what to do. They just pick something from the list. No decision fatigue.
That's brilliant. And the source gives a bunch of varied examples, like writing actual longhand letters,
Oh, wow.
just for the pleasure of writing. No pressure to even send them.
Okay.
Or just browsing a really beautiful cookbook, purely for the pictures and inspiration, with no plan to cook anything.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Or creating a simple memory jar, just jotting down happy moments from the week or month.
That's sweet.
Or maybe listening to just one chapter of an audiobook while looking out the window, or taking a virtual museum tour online, maybe paired with wine from that country.
Combining the theme and activity. Nice.
Exactly.
There's another quote here that captures this well. Solo activities aren't just fillers. They're chances to hear your own thoughts clearly, maybe for the first time all week.
That's so true, isn't it? And what's really interesting is the source even suggests you could use this solo time to, say, plan something social for later.
Oh, like what?
Like maybe research how to host a wine and cheese night for your friends.
Oh.
So it's not necessarily about being purely solitary. It's about nourishing yourself now, which can actually give you the energy and ideas for connecting with others later. It's a foundation, not a total retreat.
Okay. And the final big point the source really drives home is consistency. Making Solo Wine Wednesday a regular date with yourself.
Yes, this consistency piece is what really cements it. It transforms it from just a random occurrence into a cherished ritual.
Right. Not just when nothing else comes up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What might have started as an alternative plan becomes, for the author anyway, a non-negotiable appointment.
Non-negotiable. Wow.
Yeah, they even mentioned sometimes turning down last-minute invites from friends because they were genuinely looking forward to their planned solo date.
That takes commitment. And the article argues this regular commitment builds something interesting. A surprising form of self-trust.
Self-trust. How so?
By reinforcing the belief that you keep promises to yourself. And the source claims this has positive ripple effects in, like, every area of your life.
Keeping promises to yourself.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The source advises treating this weekly date with the same seriousness you'd give any important meeting or commitment.
Right.
Like put it in your calendar, prepare for it a little, look forward to it.
Uh-huh.
It even suggests, mentioning it casually to friends if needed, saying, oh, I can't do Tuesday, I have plans Wednesday evening, is totally valid.
Because your time with yourself is legitimate.
Exactly. It's just as legitimate as time with others. It's
Yeah.
about owning that time and, maybe defending that boundary for your own well-being.
The source wraps this section up pretty powerfully. The most reliable date you'll ever have is with yourself. Make it count.
That's a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture again, making this a consistent thing isn't just about having a nice evening.
Seems like more than that.
Yeah, it's about actively building this fundamental layer of trust and respect for your own needs, your own time, your own well-being. And that self-respect built through consistent self-care. Well, arguably, that's the bedrock for having healthy relationships and getting respect from others, too.
So looking back at this deep dive into the source material on Solo One Wednesday, it really positions it as way more than just a fallback, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Far from it. It's presented as potentially the most rewarding midweek tradition you could actually create for yourself.
Yeah.
These quiet, intentional evenings are framed as ways to build self-knowledge, paradoxically deepen other relationships, boost creativity, and find those moments of real insight. Especially, it says, the clarity that appears when you're completely relaxed and completely yourself.
That rings true. The source basically ends with this encouragement, like, go on, uncork that bottle, get comfy, find your favorite spot.
Yeah?
It suggests your Solo Wine Wednesday is waiting and might just become the midweek reset you never knew you needed.
It's a compelling idea. And it leaves us with a final thought for you to maybe mull over. If consistently showing up for this simple date with yourself builds fundamental self-trust and has these positive ripple effects, what other promises, maybe big ones, maybe small ones, are you currently making to yourself that perhaps deserve to be treated with that same level of respect, that same consistency you'd automatically give to a commitment you made to somebody else?
That's a really good question to sit with. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.